Well, hello, Facebook. My new YouTube channel, not even Facebook. See, another blooper. But again, I'm testing out my new camera. But this is part 2 of 876 Jamaica. So the last, in part 1, I talked about Grange Hill. And that was the young man, the first Jamaican I met when I went to Jamaica in 2015 for my 40th birthday. So we were involved for about a whole year. Like I say, rehashing. Every 3 months, I was going back to Jamaica with $5,000 cash. I ended up sending him $6,000 for a car, dummy me. And in February of 2017, we made it all the way to February 2017. But like at the end of 2016, I found out like around his birthday, because this last child, if he haven't had any more children, was born August of 2016. So 2017, February, that's when he dumped me, because I did not tell him I was coming to Jamaica to see him. Now, I done looked all over. I know I had pictures, and right now I have to save my computer ink for other stuff that I'm doing right now. So just to print something out, it's going to cost a lot, take a lot of ink, black and white color. So I'm trying to use this camera thing, and it's moving. Anywho, so in February of 2017, that's when I met Logwood. This is Logwood right here, right? So this is how he's going to look. The pictures of them going to look in my book. This is me when I first came to Jamaica for my 40th birthday. This is how I look. That was me. Wasn't that cute? You couldn't tell me I was no damn Jamaican. But this is Logwood. This was taken November the 17th, 2017. We were at a circus show. I've been through so much with this young man right here. And I think from 2017, 18, 19, 20, so like 3 years. But from 2015 all the way to 2020. Whew, when I tell you, this man was abusive. He was a narcissist. Did I say he was abusive? I was looking for pictures when he pulled my hair out. This man stay in Orange Bay. He don't have a job. He's always on Bloody Bay. He's the weed man, also the Gigolo. So I can't even keep this story like chronologically in order. So in February, when we met in 2017, that's when I was dumped by Grange Hill. So this is the guy that I seen standing like 7 something in the morning at the beach, because he get up early, go to bed early, get up early. So that's how he catches his victims, walking down Bloody Bay, especially right off the resort Reunion Grill. So they'll come through that little cut, go through those bushes, and then that's how they get on the beach. And as long as they stay off the resort property and walk along the edge of the beach, they'll call you from like the lawn, the relaxing chairs, the lawn chairs. But I approached him and I just asked him, did he have a spliff? And of course, he did. I think I paid $5 or $10 for one spliff when they actually a fucking dollar. But he was telling me, like I said, it was early in that day. So I was telling him that I wanted to go see, different sites, but I didn't want to go with the resorts. Not that I didn't have the money. I just didn't want to be around a lot of white people. Because the last time I was there, the first time I was there, when I went to Bob Marley, those people didn't even know Bob Marley. Daddy was white until I said something on the trip. So I'm like, just cornballs. I deal with enough racism and white people here in the United States. I wouldn't go into a black country and dealing with that. But little did I know. So that's him. That's Logwood. So he said, well, I could pick you up about 12 and we can go and take you around the island. When I tell you, I had the most great time. He was so nice. He was this, he was that. He was like the cream of the crop. He was so charismatic, beautiful smile, just very polite, funny. It just, we hit it off. All that was a part of the catch and reeling in. So we was together all day, and his friend, Mr. B, I'm gonna try not to say any names. He took us around all day. I just paid for him, the taxi. Man, we rode around that damn island. We went and saw shit. We had so much fucking fun. Of course, on my dime. All he did was furnish the weed. But anyway, so as the night grew old, he was taking me back to the resort, the Rio Negril, to drop me off. And then he kept looking at me like, I said, why you looking at me like that for, And he just smiling, beautiful smile. And I was like, fuck you smiling for? And he said something. And I was like, what, you want to fucking kiss or something? He was like, so I said, well, why you didn't just say so? We all grown, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. So we kissed, beautiful kisser, fantastic kisser. End up going back to his house the first night. Of course, because this is what is norm. I'm telling you, Jamaica is a sex tourist island, especially for single women or men looking to have fun. It's like fucking Vegas. What goes on in Vegas, stay in Vegas, except for diseases and the babies. And I'm just here to tell the truth, the whole truth. And so help me God. There's two sides to every story. His side, my side. Well, actually three in the truth. So we went back to his house that night, and lo and behold, we passed by the same place that the Rasta had took me to. Remember when I told you the Rasta in Logwood, they know each other. They're from the same community. They hustle on the same beach. But the whole time that first year that I was coming to Jamaica with Julian, it was just shit. I'm sorry. With Grand Chill and the Rasta, I had never, ever, ever seen him. Had no idea who this guy was. Everybody else knew me, but him. Because I'd never seen him. Trust me, this guy, you can't miss. You can't miss him. So, but when I met him, it was two ladies that would braid hair on the beach knew that I was the Rasta's girl. Because we used to hang out all the time. So they seen us in, what is it called? The West End. Because Logwood was, I think, getting his phone fixed. And so the two ladies ended up calling the Rasta and said, hey, I saw your girl with Logwood. And so when he dropped me off that next morning, and I would come home, get a shower, change clothes, and for the rest of my stay in February, until I went home, I was with him. He took me to the airport. he picked me up from the airport. Every time I came, picked me up, took me to the airport. He did. And just when you get off the plane, he just so excited to see you. But it did change. Let me just try to, I ain't gonna stay on here long because it's gonna be in several series because I'm gonna find those pictures. And y'all just go along with the ride, right now. It's blurry. I don't know what's going on with my little camera. I probably need a new phone because it looked like it's smoky in here, but it's not. It should be clearer. But anywho, so I come back to the resort after spending the night at Logwood's house. I get up. Mr. B came and picked me up and took me back to the hotel, to the resort, Reunion Grill. And I had my breakfast, took my shower, and he was like, well, I'll come back and get you at such time. Always prompt, always on time. If he was late, he would call me. So lo and behold, I see the roster. He was like, yeah, I see you. I heard you with, Logwood. And then he asked me, tell me the truth. Is he better? And I'm like, you don't want to know. You don't want to know. The sex with Logwood was, that first night was great. But that changed. And this is how they get you. They get you with the sex, they get you with the love bombing, they get you with the being nice to you, everything. But it does change. Trust me, it changes. So anywho, and I'm a big girl still. I'm still, big girl. So we end up going to like different places, ski lining. We went all kind of places. I mean, I enjoyed myself. So he was asking me to be his one and only. That's what he said, his one and only. And I was like, no, I'm not. I just got out of a relationship with somebody. No, I don't want to, deal with that. If we could be friends. If I come to Jamaica, we could, fucking have fun. That's it. No, I mean, I don't want that man. We want you. We only want you. Now, mind you, his white baby mama had their son January 1st, 2017. Now, I didn't meet him until February, the week of Valentine's Day, 2017, right? So I had no idea he had a baby on the way. But that morning y'all bear with me. So that morning before I went back to the resort, that night, the morning of the night we first met. So my nosy ass was going through his drawers and shit in his house. He had a log house in the front, like a wooden house in the front. In the back was cement. He had a shower, big old shower. He had a kitchen, a stove, but he didn't have any running, no faucet, no sink. I got pictures. I just got to find them. He didn't have a sink in the kitchen at the time, so he would cook and prep the food outside of the house. When I tell you excellent cook, the man can cook his ass off. Excellent cook. So he went down to the chill spot. They call it the chill spot in Logwood. Now, hopefully I don't say his name, but he lived in Orange Bay, Logwood. But the chill spot where the roster took me was the same chill spot that he would go to, or the other guy that had his little bar on the street outside his house, because they would have like little bars by the house that they will open up in the morning. They'll go and have them a hot ginger beer or red stripe or some Way and Nephew with water. I never understood that, but I guess that Way and Nephew was strong. So he went up the street to call. I'm going to call her Scarlett. to call his white baby mama from England Scarlett to check on the baby Marley, the little boy Marley, right? So I didn't know he had a baby. So what I did was, while he was up the street, I was plunging through his shit. When I tell you I came across a picture, and he kept a very dirty house, unkept, let's say that, unkept. He had a bed, shit everywhere, ashes, weed stems, drawers pull out, didn't push in. So I found a picture of him and Scarlett. It reminded me of the photo of the white farmer and his wife with the pitchfork. And Scarlett had on a all white dress. I'm thinking they were married. So it was in his drawer. Lo and behold, I didn't say anything. And in the picture, she didn't look pregnant, right? So I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's a wedding picture. He wasn't smiling. She wasn't smiling. I don't know what the fuck was going on in that picture, but I just, tucked it away in the back of my head. But he came back. I'm sitting on the bed, and I told him, I said, if I would have known your house looked like this, sir, I would have never. I said, you need to clean up. This is filthy. So he ended up calling his aunt over, and she was so sweet. And she ended up cleaning up. As she was coming up the road on the bike, because they have like the motorcycles as taxis as well to clean up his place. We were leaving out with Mr. B. Kind of find out her and Mr. B had a son together. So, like I say, they all connected. It's nothing different. So, again, I get back to the hotel, change up. He come back. Later on, we hook up again. And then it's just like wash, rinse, and repeat until I got ready to go home. Wash, rinse, and repeat. When I tell you I had the most fun, this was the most fun I've had in Jamaica outside of, cause with Grinch Hill, we didn't do any of that shit. But with Logwood, we went to Office of Nature. We love going to catch a falling star. I got a picture of me there also that he took, and that was like our first date. Had like I say, the food was great, the breakfast, the dinner, the sex was great. I would clean up. It was fantastic. So now I'm sold. So I go back home, and he even taught me how to use my iPad to FaceTime. This boy was calling and texting me 50 lamb times a day. And I'm thinking there's not, because, I didn't know anything about it. Well, let me back up. So when I got ready to leave, I had a fucking 12-hour layover in Miami. And I did not know. I was so pissed. So I end up having to go get a hotel. Now, remember in the first video, I was telling y'all that when the Canada people came, I saw them posting pictures on Instagram, and I saw his Negril's finest. So that's how I ended up finding out that he had a baby, because Scarlett had sent him pictures of their baby Marley, and he was putting them up on his Instagram. So when I get to Miami, I'm looking, I'm like, oh, he didn't even tell me he had a baby. I was embarrassed and pissed. So I said, I made up a scenario. I say, my cousin just found out that her guy she's dating, she just found out that he had a baby and he never told her. What you think she should do? And he was, well, maybe. Bitch, I'm talking about your fucking ass. And he was street smart, but very illiterate. His writing, very illiterate. So that was February, March, April, May. Somehow, the baby mama found out about me. The white girl from England, Scarlett. She called me all kind of big fat black bitches. And that made me upset because here he is, a black man with a black mama, black sisters, black aunts, and you letting this white woman call me that. I slapped the shit out of him on that toilet. I mean, I backhand, bam! So February, so I came back in March. End of March, beginning of April. Again. See, because now this time, all I had to do was catch flights. Because I was staying at his house. He would pick me up from the airport. So I went from having to pay over $2,000 to, $200 flight and then go to his house and have fun. So now I was able to go there more frequently. So come March, now I'm not February. We now, because I got home, we talking on the phone. He said, I love you. And ladies, we cannot get caught up in the love bombing and all that kind of stuff because you're setting yourself up for failure. Like I say, I'm not going to be on here long, but it's just, to get it started. It's just going to get better. Even the quality of the video, I'm sorry. But in March, I brought 5 suitcases. I had went shopping, stuff for the house, sheets. I stupid me. I spent like $500 on luggage. Yeah. Bringing him stuff, getting the house together, thinking we finna move. I'm going to move to Jamaica and I'm going to be. Sometimes you just got to be thankful that shit never worked out. You may not understand it, but thank God it never worked out. But the pain, the ass whooping, the financial loss, you can't buy money. I mean, you can't buy love. You can't buy respect. And you can't buy honor, loyalty. Because what Nipsey say, niggas will extort you out your check. So, and y'all like this video, and feel free to share it. Because there's more to come. And so I remember we stopped by Mr. B had picked me up from the airport. And we stopped by, they remind me of Sam's Club. They got like a market big where you buy all stuff. I bought him cast iron pots, pans. So by this time he was getting the sink in the plumbing done. And he had a cousin that got murdered, was building a house in the back. So he was fixing his house. Did not know that she was finna bring this baby. Mind you, I done bought comforters, pillows, towels. He had blue towels for himself, 5 blue towels, 5 washcloths. I had 5 yellow towels, 5 yellow washcloths. I bought bath rugs, bought shower curtain. I bought him, he used to have issues with headaches, migraines. So I bought him from Sam's Club, Costco's from California, Excedrin medicine headache. I bought him, I love that cologne called the Catalyst. I introduced him to that. Bought him all kind of polo shirts, shoes, drawers, wife beaters, or they call them marinas. I came like Santa Claus with all kind of shit for him. So he ended up, I picked out the lanolin floor that for the kitchen. Do you know this man was fixing that house up for that white woman and they baby to come off of my dime? Now, mind you, I never sent him any money at this time. He never asked me for money. Never. So that was it wasn't like Grange Hill. He never asked me for money, but I'm thinking I'm doing him a favor. We in a relationship. I want to see him. Man, I tell you. Then he finally tell me that Scarlett was coming after the fact. My heart sunk. I done spent all my hard-earned money to fix this house up. Now, this bitch finna come with that baby and be laying all on my bed, well, my sheets, my pillows, eating out my pots, pans, drinking coffee, and all. I was like, but that girl was there for 9 weeks with their son. 9 weeks. And she left in July because her sister was getting married. So she had to fly back to England. So Marley was born in January, February, March, April, May, June, July. April, May, June, July. So I think she came like around the end of May because she was there for 9 fucking weeks. And this nigga had the audacity to ask me for money for Pampers and shit. It was crazy. Like I say, we already at the 26-minute mark. Trust me, it's gonna get better. But this is one reason why when Melissa hit Jamaica, I rejoiced. Cause that same motherfucker stole money from me, literally stole $400 from me and jumped in a cab. And I kept saying, Logwood, that's all the money I don't give a fuck. You took my fucking money. You know, just because I was coming to Jamaica like that, I still had bills to pay back home. He didn't care. He told me he wished, so I ended up coming out because I had a Gucci necklace, a real Gucci necklace, because I had bought him some Gucci slippers and I brought me some Gucci slippers and I bought a Gucci necklace, but he thought they were fake. So one of the dogs that I had started taking care of, the Patrick, Patricia, Mia, and Maya, so they used to always be in his yard and I would feed them. So one of the dogs took his Gucci slipper up the lane. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding us? You know how much I paid for those shoes? Excuse me. And y'all know who real I'm talking about, from Gucci from New York. I paid. So I thought they were fake. I said, no, baby, those are not Poochies. Those are real Gucci. When I tell you, I was so stupid in pseudo love. I can't even say I was embarrassed anymore because I know I'm probably gonna get, oh, you should. Hey, I'm taking full responsibility, but I'm here to tell my motherfucking story. If you have already been scammed by these gigolos, these fake ass love bombing, whether a man or women, do not send your money over there to help them. You already did. And it's sad that the good got to suffer with the bad. And yes, we should have been more responsible, but hey, it is what it is. When I tell you, when God said, wait on the Lord, I will repay them. Who knew? All these years later, let's say 5 years later, because I haven't heard or seen from him in 5 years, since 2020 when I left. Actually, I think I heard from him one time back in March of 2021, but still. And I tell you, when God do it, he does it. But she ended up coming there, posting pictures. That heifer went clean up. They had clothes piled up to the ceiling. Honey, he would call me and complain about how he tired of drinking coffee and crimpets, and she getting on his fucking, and this white woman. I just sat there and listened, because baby, I already had a plan in the back of my head. When I get there, it's gonna be on and mother. What Bob Marley song? Every day is war. War, war. When I tell you, I was fucking enraged. When I came back there, when she left in July, I was coming, because usually I'll be there 2 weeks, right? And I always came with $5,000 cash. I remember one time, and I'm going to say this little bit, and then I'm going to end the live, and then I'll come back later and give part 3. And we left the house one day, and I had some nice, I love Dooney and Burke purses. And I had this cognac purse. So, he had a little wood house. And although he had a lock and key, but somebody could have came in and stole. So he was like, where are we going to hide this at? So he put it in the dresser. I said, that's the first place a person to look. So I took my purse and I put it in the shower. When you ramshack in the house, who finna go look in the shower? Who gonna look in the shower? Right? So sometimes you got to think like a criminal. But anywho, when I tell you, everybody be on the scam, everybody be on the scam. It ain't no, just him, the mama, the sister, the brother, the cousin, the auntie, the chicken, the cat, the dog, the frog, the bat, the rat. Everybody in on the scam but you. But I'm gonna end it right here. But yeah, you see this man right here? This young man right here? You see how beautiful that smile is? I don't know if you can see that necklace. That was his signature necklace. Just about every picture you'll see that necklace. So I end up going to Jamaica and renting a car. And Lord knows, trying to drive on the opposite side of the road with the steering wheel, it was terrible. But I got them. And Brute, damn, Mr. B went to his house and said, oh, Logwood, Miko's, what? That boy flew up there with that fucking necklace so bad. But by that time, I had done talked to Grange Hill and was telling him what was going on. That man, Grange Hill, said this. He said, Tamika, please, 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 please. He said that thing about 50 times. Please do not go to that man's house with that white woman now. He said, because he's going to hurt you. When I tell you, I'm so glad I didn't. Because when I came back after she left to go back to England for her sister's wedding in July of 2017, when I came back shortly after she left, I'm not going, because I want y'all to come back for this part. All hell broke loose. So y'all come back. Hopefully I can find them pictures. I could have sworn I had pictures. Yeah, but that's him. Anybody know this guy? Y'all stay clear. And you see those hickeys on my neck? This is what I noticed. And I'm going to end on this. This is what I noticed. They love to put hickeys on you, especially if you're a black woman. 9 times out of 10, if you're a white woman in the hills, you don't wear hickeys because everybody knows you're a white woman, you belong to somebody. But with you having hickeys on your neck, and ain't no little big ass hickeys, that's a sign of you belong to somebody. I figured that shit out because none of her pictures, she had hickeys on her neck. I stayed with hickeys on my neck. So y'all come back for the next part 3.